Hello, hello, hello. How are the fellas doing? Today, I want to talk about a niche. I don't know how niche this is, but it feels like a niche community, bodybuilding. Now, I recently kind of stumbled upon this through a friend, and I just wanted to say just the sheer mind-boggling aspect of this community. Like, I don't even know where to start. Like, there are 4 things that I'm really mind-boggled by here. The size of these people, the strength of these people, and then when you go a little further, the amount of steroids that they're taking and that can be taken, and then the people that react to them. Like, these 4 aspects, whoa. And I'm gonna just, if you haven't heard of these people, I don't even know how rare the genetics are. Like, I don't know, could anyone get this big? I'm going to assume no. I encourage you to go down this rabbit hole on your own, but I'm going to kind of give you a breakdown of what this blew my mind. So, there are these bodybuilding shows. One just came up my feed, right? And there was a guy, he went by, Greg, I don't know if this is pronounced, it was Doucette? I really don't want to risk the pronunciation on that word. I don't know how to pronounce that. But I saw one of his videos on my feed, and it was him kind of going over a bodybuilding show. And he said, oh, he's a previous judge. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm open to seeing this. And the biggest guys I have ever seen walk on this stage, and they're just poof, poof, poof. And he like shakes out his arm, and this, he calls it a lat wing. It looks like a wing, just shoots out. What? And then he's like, okay, let's see their, what was the pose? I don't know. It was a pose like this. And he's like, let's see their, I'm gonna call it the lat pose. Oh, lat spread? Maybe it was called a lat spread. I don't know. And he's like, let's see their lat spread, for a better word. And they just hit this, oof, oof, and they just grow wings. I didn't know that was a muscle on the body. Like, this? Dude, and it's like this. They could fly away with these things. And then the guy that's judging them goes, they're fair, they're decent size, a little underdeveloped if anything. Underdeveloped? I didn't know this was a muscle on the human body, and they've got 2 of them bigger than both my quads lined up next to each other, and they're underdeveloped, which just blows my mind. And then they switch up the pose, and they hit one of these, and then they hit one of these, and they get, like, the biceps going. They're bigger than my head. And again, he's like, oh, they got some bad insertions, so they don't look... What? How? I don't even know how you can see the difference in these bodybuilders. They all are so massive. Biceps bigger than my head, lats bigger than my freaking legs, and then out of nowhere, he's like, oh, the rear double quadricep is a little underdeveloped. What? Points to some random muscle in the lower leg. Never knew it existed, and it's bigger than my fist. What? What are we talking about here? And then they don't even get me started on the tan going on. It's like a harsh stop at the neck, and I guess it's for I guess it increases contrast, or maybe it makes the shadows of the muscles more easier to see, so it makes you look like you're bigger, but I really don't know what's going on there. So then I'm like, this is crazy. These people are like 6'4", 300 pounds. Like, this guy could crush my skull with his hand easily. So I'm like, what's the next logical step? How much can these guys lift? Bro, I don't even know where to start with this. He's like, oh, look, so I go and I see like the big 3 lifts, deadlift, bench, squat. We all know these guys, right? This guy gets on the bench rack, 135, reps that out. I'm like, oh yeah, that's fair, nothing wrong with that. 225, reps that out. I'm like, oh, okay, so we're already over my body weight, and we're repping it. 315, reps it out. What? What? 400. Reps it out. What are we talking about? And then he got up to probably like 450. Did he? I don't know. He got up to like some 400 plus pound bench and he hit it for like 2 reps. What? And now I'm thinking, if that's a bench press, what's a deadlift? What's a squat? Dude, and then I watch him go up to the squat rack and the deadlift rack, and he's just repping hundreds and hundreds of pounds. And now I'm just invested in this rabbit hole, in this niche. I don't even know what's going on. And I come across this like 19-year-old guy who doesn't look at all like a 19-year-old, by the way, let's have it known. I skip to the end and I see his max, and he's like 32 plate max, 1,500 pounds. What? What are we talking about? 32 plates? 1,500 rep max? No, what am I even saying? 1,500 pounds? With the legs? I mean, he only hit it for 1 rep, but that's not a downplay at all. 19-year-old, this guy is my age, and he just pressed 1,500 or something pounds with his legs. Whew. And now I'm like, okay, what are we taking here? What, like, how does one achieve this level of strength? And then it's through steroids. And I always knew, like, I always thought it was just steroids, testosterone. Right? That's what I knew. I'm like, oh, you inject testosterone. That's all I knew. Dude, there are so many types. And I was learning, and they're like, it's like, oh, I'm on, he goes like, oh, my cycle, he calls it. He's like, oh, I'm going to go on, I remember he was going on, there's something called Retta. I heard one called SARMs. There was Tren. There was HRT, which is just, THRT, something like that. There's regular testosterone. And I'm like, what is this? And then this bodybuilder was like, yeah, he's just insanely ripped, walks up to his cabinet and just
opens it up.
And he's just got a whole pharmacy in his kitchen cabinet. What? I don't even want to begin to know the side effects of all of these.
Sorry for the pause, but while editing this video, I thought I should look into the potential side effects of the drugs I just mentioned briefly. The potential side effects that are not limited to, but are included, are, let me just take a deep breath, I gotta list a lot here. Aggression, mood swings, anxiety, overall emotional instability, high blood pressure, thrombosis, shortness of breath, natural testosterone suppression, low libido, testicular atrophy, gynecomastia, hair loss, insomnia, risk of liver health or failure, severe acne, nausea, vomiting, constipation, and diarrhea, skin irritation, risk of heart attack or stroke, pregnancy complications, sexual dysfunction, infertility, and a heavy withdrawal period. Thank you, return to the video.
They're just in a bunch of glass bottles. And he's got 100 of them. I don't even know, how much does this cost? What is the payment on this? How do you even get these? I have no idea. But he's got a lifetime supply. But then he just starts listing his cycle. He's like, oh, this should last me about 2 months. 2 months? I mean, I guess if you want to leg press 1,500 pounds, I guess you would need to take all that. Which I guess explains how the guy is 19 and looks like a 40. But maybe he's natural. I don't even know. And then the final icing on the cake. The final icing on the cake is when another bodybuilder will react to this, and it's just another Tuesday. This guy walks in, 6'8", inconceivable level tan, just hard knockoff at the neck, walks in, shaking the stage with every step, shakes out a wing, and then just... And the judge goes, "It's all right." It's all right? His head looks like a pin. And he's 6'8", his head must be massive, and it looks like a pin. And then I totally forgot about this. What's the next obvious step? How would one grow this muscle? I'm just totally in this rabbit hole now. And I come across this guy, he's called Jeff Nippard, which I don't know what's with these last names. These are some weird last names, but moving on from that. He's going on about like hypertrophy, extension, low tension, all these crazy words, and I'm like, I just thought you picked up weights and you just lifted them. That's all I thought it was. But he is just going in. He's got this whole laboratory, dude, and he's got like 17 machines for like a bench press. I'm like, what? He's like, oh, this. Oh, then you can do this, and then you can do this, and then you can grab 1 bar, and then you can grab 2 dumbbells, and then you can grab 2 kettlebells, and they all do something different, and you have to lift them up slowly but down fast, or down slowly and up fast, or totally different. And then I'm like, this seems pretty legit, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna follow this guy, maybe I'll listen to this guy. And then I go to the next bodybuilding YouTuber, which I don't remember the name, and he just says, all of that he just said, wrong. Useless. Doesn't make a difference. What? Busting a whole ass lab out, and you're gonna say it's wrong. Whether it's wrong or not, I don't know. But the fact that we can have this much of a contrast, this much of a disagreement on such fundamentals, I'm just wondering, how does anyone get this level of muscle in the first place? But they do. I think that just about sums up my, I don't really know what to say, it's just, it's insane.